Welcome to the Sharkpreneur podcast with Kevin Harrington and Seth Greene. Kevin Harrington is the inventor of the infomercial, one of the original sharks from the hit TV show Shark Tank, and has generated over $5 billion in TV and digital direct response sales. Seth Greene is the world's first trusted authority on cutting-edge direct response marketing, a best-selling author, and the only 3-time Marketer of the Year nominee. On the podcast, Kevin and Seth interview sharkpreneurs who share straight talk on what it takes to explode your business.
49 faces looked to him in triumph. Over the last 12 months, they had each taken turns and promoted his business for a week at a time, driving over $987,342 in revenue. What if you had a network of 50 centers of influence who promoted your business every week for a year? Grab your copy of the #1 Amazon best-selling book, The Ultimate Guide to Growing Your Business with a Podcast, at 33% off the Amazon price by going to ultimatepodcastbook.com. Again, that website for 33% off the Amazon price is ultimatepodcastbook.com.
Welcome to the podcast. This is your co-host, Seth Greene. Today, I've got the good fortune to be here with Alex French, CEO of Bizzy Coffee for Busy People. Alex, thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
Our pleasure. Let's go back in time. How did Bizzy get started?
Bizzy started out of a personal need. Let's see, it was 2013, and I was working corporate. I was training for these crazy 24-hour obstacle races. It's called the world's toughest mudder. Really just pushing myself to see what I was capable of, not sleeping at all. And I was looking for, some healthy, high caffeine products that were natural, especially with kind of all the exercise. And coffee is the natural go-to, high caffeine, sugar-free, one ingredient, natural. And I was doing this with my current co-founder and best friend, roommate. So we're just drinking a ton of coffee, and he gets real bad heartburn, and I get really sweaty with hot coffee, and we're drinking a ton of it. And 2013, we hear about this thing called cold brew, and we try it at a local coffee shop because it's the only place you can get it, and instantly fell in love. It's easier to drink, it's lower in acid, easier on the stomach, higher in caffeine. But the problem was it was like $5 for a cup. And, frugal Midwesterners based in Minneapolis here couldn't justify paying $5 every time I wanted a cup, which was like 2, 3, 4 times a day, right? That was very cost prohibitive. And, I'm working at General Mills. I'm thinking about a business opportunity. This one kind of rises to the top. And I looked honestly at Google Trends and saw that search volume was tripling. And then I kind of had access to a little bit of category data and saw it was a $15 billion category. And at this point, we had completely switched from hot coffee to cold coffee and had the hypothesis that it was going to be the future. It was cold. And so we started making it ourselves with the idea of turning it into a business. And then a couple of years later, got into an accelerator, quit our jobs and went full time. And the rest is history, as they say.
Well, congratulations on that. What does Bizzy look like now?
Now we sell 2 distinct product lines. We have ground coffee that's basically on Amazon, Walmart.com, and that's for people that want to make their own cold brew. It's a pretty small percentage of the business. It's about 10% today. And then most of what we do and where our effort goes is to a 48-ounce refrigerated large bottle of cold brew. And that's sold in grocery stores. Today, we're in about 8,000 stores across the country. We're making 250,000 bottles a week, and we got about 52 employees. So we're the fastest growing brand in the category, and just trying to take it over, basically.
That is absolutely incredible. So there have obviously been a ton of lessons along the way to go and engineer the type of growth that you've had. Give us some of the biggest challenges you overcame and what you learned from them.
Oh my gosh. Product market fit is really hard, especially in consumer products. So just getting something people want, from when we initially went full time, 2015, to when we really got product market fit. I mean, it was 5 years. And without having product market fit and having to pay for a physical product and maintain, a cash burn, you got to raise money. And raising money in consumer packaged goods is really, really, really difficult, especially in such a competitive category like coffee. So, I mean, we did everything you could possibly do. I mean, we were getting loans from Amazon at 25%, and this was before interest rates were high. We got personal guarantees on SBA loans. We did your classic friends, family, and fools first round, and then the angels, and then some VCs. But it was a slog. I've probably attempted to raise money every year, and probably half of the years I was successful, and the other half of the years I had to sign personal guarantees on debt. So that was really, really, really challenging. And then, working with friends and family, that causes its own challenges. So I'm sure anyone that's ever worked with a friend or family knows the challenges of that. But that's also quite difficult, especially when they start with you in the beginning and the business grows and you got to make the tough decision. So, we faced almost all the challenges that a normal person does, but the hardest, especially for me as the CEO, has been the fundraising. It has been extremely, extremely difficult.
All right, let's talk about, you mentioned product market fit. How did you arrive at the cold brew formulation you've got? Once you had it, when did you decide, hey, let's make this a real business? And then how did you determine who you talk about product market fit. How do you determine who your product is for, if not, and differentiate yourself in such a crowded market?
Yeah, I think we, started, fortunately, we had a really clear problem to solve for the consumer. It was just what was the right solution. So we knew we wanted a high quality, affordable, convenient cold brew. That was kind of always our North Star. And we tried a lot of stuff. I mean, we were selling a coffee shot that was 2 ounces. We were selling 16-ounce concentrate. We sold a 32-ounce concentrate. We sold a 1-gallon bag and box. I mean, we tried a bunch of stuff. We always had pretty good success on Amazon. We're pretty good digital marketers. So we were able to find product market fit fairly quickly there because you can just pull the data. You can just see what sells and then do the same thing, just a little different and better. So that was always pretty good, but there's a ceiling to how big you can be on Amazon. And so, I always tell people that the key is to talk to the consumer. And so I was constantly, whenever we were in retail stores, I would go demo the product myself. So we had that 16-ounce concentrate. I realized that it was too small. People were drinking it like a Gatorade, and that's a lot of caffeine in a 16-ounce bottle, an unhealthy amount, some would say. So, okay, we needed a bigger bottle so people would think not to drink the whole bottle at once. So we went to a 32-ounce concentrate. And I remember sampling at the grocery store, and someone was a customer of the product. And I'm like, oh, so you know how to you mix the concentrate with water to dilute it, and then you add your cream. And they were like, wait, you dilute it? And they were a customer, and it's a $10 bottle. And I just had this epiphany moment. I was like, oh my gosh, we just need to make a bigger bottle, make it 48 ounces, water it down, and sell it for less. And then I looked at our products of what was selling. We had a vanilla, a mocha, a caramel, and then one that we called black coffee. And that was 80% of the sales. And so I said, okay, all people really want is just a black coffee. And they wanted it in a big size, and they wanted it at a cheap price. And then I just looked at the coffee aisle and I was like, what people want is roast profiles. They want a light roast, a medium roast, a dark roast, and then they're just going to do whatever they want with it. And so we basically just did that in 2019, and then COVID hit and our sales exploded because the coffee shops were closed. You went to Amazon or you went to the grocery store, and we were doing well in both channels. And then we just kind of hung on. But, if I wouldn't have talked to those consumers about how they use the product, why they use the product, what did it replace, we would have never been able to get that product market fit. Now, as we've evolved over time, other people are doing the same thing that we're doing. So to your point, like how do you differentiate? Well, we had to be really specific about that. We brew the product ourselves, and so we can control a lot of the variables. And one of the variables that we can control is the strength of the coffee. And as I said earlier, we're talking to a lot of consumers. Why do they drink cold brew? They drink it because it's smoother and it has more caffeine. And we knew we had the most caffeine in the category just because that was a byproduct of us making sure that it tasted the best. And we just put the caffeine on the front of the label. And that naturally said, hey, we are the high caffeine brand and we happen to taste good. But our emphasis is going to be on craft brewed and our packaging is going to look like it. And since then, we've really just stood our ground on taste and caffeine, all at a very affordable price. So now the messaging that we tell our consumers is, you want the best bang for your buck? Get busy.
Awesome. That makes a lot of sense. Talk about how you've been able to market the product and keep your brand top of mind in a, again, ultra competitive niche that seems to get more competitors on a regular basis.
Yeah, from a marketing standpoint, a lot of what we do is, the stuff that consumers care about, right? We sell $1 off. We do a 2 for $10. We do a buy one, get one. So stuff that really drives purchase. But this year, I'm super excited. We launched our first ever real marketing campaign called The Busiest Person in America, where we're giving away $50,000 of cash to the busiest person in America as voted on by busy consumers. So super exciting. Today on August 9th, we have already selected the contestants and now voting is open through the 22nd. And we're going to announce the winner on September 29th, National Coffee Day. So, no other brand can do that, right? Starbucks isn't going to do that. Stoke isn't going to do that. So we really try and think about what does our brand mean to people, highlight those people because they need high caffeine, right? And they need it at a good price because they're busy. They don't have time to go do all these other things. So that's what we've been doing recently. And it's been going pretty good.
Well, congratulations on that. So the busiest person isn't like Elon Musk?
No, I'm sure you could call him that if you wanted to, but no, we're going after your average person that really could use the $50,000 to help them achieve whatever they're trying to do. So there's some really incredible people. Some of them are trying to give speeches. Some of them are trying to start nonprofits, and they could use the money to help others. So it's really inspiring. But no business investments here.
You've come so far. What is your biggest challenge now?
The biggest challenge now is we're at a size where it is truly a David and Goliath, and we're starting to annoy very, very, very large companies that are global in nature. And so they're trying to shut us down and make us not successful. They are copying our products. They are telling buyers to discontinue us. And that's tough. I mean, we're playing against some really big competitors. So that's the biggest challenge. The other one, is just keeping up with demand. We're making millions of bottles and it's a lot and it's exciting, but to physically make that much product is challenging and we keep growing. So it just gets more and more challenging by the day.
Your passion is obvious. What do you like best about what you're doing?
I love the fact that people drink my product every day. Is something that I created in my brain. And I brought it to life and people are using this to live the life that they want. They use it every day. They can't live without it. And they tell us this. And then they go do whatever they need to do. Maybe they need to go to work and pay their bills. Maybe they need to drop their kids off at school. Maybe they need to work on their nonprofit. And it's really rewarding to read the messages from consumers about how they use Bizzy to live a better life. It's very exciting.
That is awesome. Well, for our folks watching and listening, where is the best place for them to go to learn more about you and to get some Bizzy?
Yeah, check out bizzycoldbrew.com, and that's Bizzy. Our ground coffee is available on Amazon, over 15,000 reviews, and our ready-to-drink product is available nationwide at stores like Kroger, Target, H-E-B, Publix. You name it, we're probably there.
Awesome. Well, congratulations. We know your time's incredibly valuable. We greatly appreciate you spending some of it with us.
Yes, thanks so much, Seth.
This has been Seth Greene for Sharkpreneur with Alec French of Bizzy Coffee. Thank you all for watching or listening. We will talk to you or see you next time.
Why do so many businesses struggle while others seem to explode overnight? Do you wish you had the secret to this type of exponential growth? Now, I've scaled more than 20 businesses to over $100 million, and it's not just luck. In my new book with Mark Tim, Mentor to Millions, you'll learn the repeatable framework I use in all my business ventures for massive success. Order at kevinmentor.com and get over $1,000 in bonuses. Head to kevinmentor.com.